Facebook's working. Hey, what's up, people? How y'all doing today? I gotta say, I'm very, very surprised that actually worked. Although YouTube's already fucking up, but it's okay.
Do you feel the power?
Feel the power. Feel that stream going down. Sounds like I'm peeing on myself, actually. Fuck that part of the song.
Stream just running down your leg.
That's all I got. I'm not going to see anymore. That was bad. That was actually, I really wish we could just restart and just take that off now. Cedric's over here. Feel the power. I wish I could do it like Big E from New Day. That shit's honestly really, really, just so enthusiastic, so pumping. You know what I mean? I love that stuff.
Got wrestling shit back to the wrestling podcast, but wait, it's canceled though.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Jed, how you doing? I know. Yeah, I mean, I don't see him very often. You could see him too, Jed, if you want to.
No, not this time. This time.
Not this time. Although there's so many videos from our past that she's singing the Kingdom Hearts theme song. Which, look, I'm gonna be honest, Jet, you're fucking awesome. Everybody over here loves you. But good God, there's not a lot of tortures that are worse than you doing the Kingdom Hearts theme song. That shit drives me crazy.
I think Kingdom Hearts is shitty.
No, the song's great and the game's great.
Why do you keep saying stuff that gets you enemies?
Wait, I'm not Alan. Speaking of Alan, he's gone right now. He's asleep. No, he just.
I would not take this Kingdom Hearts slander from someone who didn't finish the first game.
Oh, hold on, wait.
Don't tell me what to do.
Wait, hold on. You never finished the first game?
No, dude. I only got so much fucking time to play this shit, dude. That game's fucking hard. Have you even played it? Are you talking shit to me? Have you even played it?
I played all three, bitch. I haven't played the third one because my life got busy. I'll be honest, but I played all two of them religiously when I was a kid.
Okay, well, you know what? I would argue it, but honestly, you're such a Disney fanboy. I'm pretty sure you
damn
probably
right I was
did.
sucking that mouse's dick.
Are you still like? Is that nostalgia so strong that you still respect Disney a lot and still like play these games just out of like being a super fan or?
Because y'all know me, especially if y'all watch the Jumanji podcast and other stuff I do. I have a very, very radical political stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to separate like Disney, like my nostalgia for it and just the childhood memories, and just Disney on its own. Let's take away all the stuff, the way they treat their workers, the way they treat their animators, anything that involves humans. Let's just look at the idea of Disney and what they actually accomplish with their parks and giving the individual family an experience that lasts a lifetime, and it's something that's generational. Like, even if, like, for example, Nick, you don't really like Disney movies, but you know Disney movies.
Yeah, I do.
There's very few properties out there that get that wide range mainstream touch where everyone could go to a Disney park, even if you're not really into the whole Disney aesthetic. You know what you're getting into because you already know what Disney is. And I feel like for families, especially for kids, that is such a big thing for us growing up, especially like for people in Florida, because we most of the time in the year they give us discounts because we're the ones that keep Disney running the rest of the year because no one travels to Florida when it's like 55 and cold and fucking humid. No one wants that in their life, but we'll go to Disney for that because there's less people. So I used to go to Disneyland as a kid. It's like living in California or any other those major theme park areas. You just go there because it's the local family thing. And I have so many good memories with my mom and my dad, just cracking a joke with my sister. And it was the only time that me and my family really got along was at these Disney parks because we were all high on Disney.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably high on something else, knowing your ass.
Oh, later on, I did get high at Disney, but that's besides the point. It's just the innocence and just the family bonding experience and just recognizable animation characters and stuff that are staple of your childhood. And it just hypes you up and it gives you good vibes. Like, I never got those stories where the family's like, oh, my kid's fighting. No, Disney was a horrible trip. That's because you guys are assholes and you're raising asshole kids. Me and my family, those were the best days ever is when we were on Disney. We fought the less. There was no arguments. I saw real love between my parents and shit. Like, it was the best times for me, nostalgic-wise. So I have a huge love for Disney. But Disney as a corporation is really fucked up.
Yeah.
They don't treat their workers right. They treat their animators like shit and constantly go to different animation houses that give the less pay to their workers. The way they run those parks are damn near like authoritarian states with their own police, and they even have control of their own airspace. Like, if you
airspace, holy shit! I didn't know they're that fucking big.
Like, Disney is a city state within Florida. Not a lot of people know this. They make their own food. They have their own beef. Like, their animals are produced in house. Like, they are becoming an own civilization out there in the fucking glades. People aren't paying attention to this because they go and ride fucking Splash Mountain, eat Mickey Mouse bars, and forget about the shit that's going on in the background. There's so many underground tunnels that these fucking workers have to work through that go up to like 95 to 100 plus degrees during the summertime heat, and they gotta walk around in fucking costume gear with no ways of cooling off or breaks in between. Like, Disney is a horrible company to work for unless you get some of the benefits out of it. But
so for the world.
But it's
Yeah.
hard to really criticize it because I have a love for the aesthetics. So,
But
there's
that's the
o-
thing
I have
too, and I gotta bring this up to you as
hard.
well because you talk so much shit about so many companies that do bad things. You, I'm. Why do you hate Nintendo so goddamn much? You talk about Nintendo all the time. These characters doing the same things over and over.
Well,
The way
no,
Nintendo treats their
honestly,
employees.
Nintendo's on the same on the same ground as Disney.
True,
They're another
but
company that does the same shit. But if you look in the background, they're constantly fucking around and doing shit that's heinous. But the problem is, my thing is, you got to support the brand to a certain extent because without Disney, there are no Disney workers. That's one of the fallacies of trying to organize a workplace. Is you got to push just enough because. I hate to say it, like we're not going to seize the means of production of entertainment yet. So Disneyland's not going to become the Soviet park anytime soon. So you got to make it better for the people that actually work there and try to live. But that doesn't come about if we all boycott Disney and fuck up Disney tomorrow. Like this whole thing about boycott, what's fucking SeaWorld? It's based on high morality of like these animals are being tortured, they're being abused and stuff. But a lot of those animals have been out the wild for such long or been bred in captivity that as these parks lose money, guess what? They're gonna have to kill these fucking animals because they can't release them into the wild. One, there's some states that's illegal. Two, that's unethical. How do you release something into the wild that doesn't know how to survive there? That's like me throwing Nick into the middle of the desert and saying good luck.
yeah, that's
Like,
actually what my parents
fucked
did.
up thing to do.
Put me right into Arizona when I didn't want to be
I'm
there.
not fucked up like your parents do.
By the way,
Just drink
people,
the coconut. Just drink the not coconut, but
the cactus, like the cacti
yeah, just
water.
drink the cactus water. You'll be fine.
Oh, by the way, too, like, couldn't you survive on that? Like, I know, like, I'm thinking like Arctic right now because, like, in certain part of the game, your hydration gets better when you take the when you eat the cactus saps. Is that something that actually does happen in real life or no?
Yeah, you could drink cactus.
Okay, yeah. But by the way, just I found this meme just because of the situation, how we started this shit. Because yeah, this guy says it all. I'm not saying this guy's a communist, but he's a communist. No, that was a very, very communist type of way to start the podcast. I'm very happy to be part of the submersive fucking. What do you call your show, by the way?
Progressive history, where I educate people on socialism, drug culture, and anything I find interesting and that might interest you.
I just feel like I'm part of it now. I feel like Munich can actually do this shit later on down the line because now it's like, hey, you know, this actually worked out pretty well. But at the same time, I do support lots of horrible fucking companies because I like to be entertained, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit today. One of which is being this whole Cuphead thing. Now, I know, like, obviously the thumbnail's going to be about Walking Dead, etc. We're going to talk about that later on, but man, gotta take advantage of the fact that Twitch, the gaming platform, is actually the most active today on the chat. So with Cuphead, man, I know they're working very, very hard, very diligently with this DLC and everything. Gotta tell you, I'm a little irritated that, you know, even if they're making this very, very good, and that's why it's taking so long, what the fuck is the situation now that it's been 3 years late now with this fucking DLC? Ganja, for you, man, does this make you more excited that it's been taking so long for this to come out? Or are you kind of like, dude, who gives a fuck anymore about this?
Speaking of Disney nostalgia and trying to cash in on your childhood, this is a big one that's guilty of that shit, and I was never interested in Cuphead because, one, I never really liked these games at the arcade. I never liked them when they ported it to the Super Nintendo. I've always hated these arcade-style games because I felt like the difficulty was mostly the video game and not the level design, the character creation. Nothing that actually, for me, makes a game where it feels intuitive and it feels like I'm actually playing something. Like, for a lot of these games that are side-scrollers, I've played a few side-scrollers that I love the fuck out of it. There's this helicopter one that came out during the golden age of Google Live or some shit. Not Google Live, Xbox Live. When they were doing the small game releases and stuff, they were like for $5. And it was a fun arcade game where you play a helicopter, you rescue people, and at some points it had zombie missions. So it was basically like trying to do the World War Z movie in your own head. And it was fun. And it had different variations of zombies, had different variation of levels, had different variations of way to do stuff. The problem with Cuphead is it's just sold on animation, and this motherfucker's hard. There's no real difference in the gameplay except the character. It's like a rail shooter almost. The character's damage spots show up different areas, and you have to do timing for different characters, boss moves, and how to weaken them. But besides, you take that aspect out of it, it's just a bare minimum side scroller.
Yeah, and here's the thing too. I'm gonna ask Jet because Jet, I think, is the best person to even talk about this right now, because she's such a person who appreciates animation and all that stuff.
Trick is like take it back, throw him in the desert, get him mad at Cuphead.
I'm already there, motherfucker. I stand on my goddamn my chanclas and shit. Fucking, it's awful. I'm thirsty. Help me. But Jet, really quick, I'm gonna ask you. It's been 3 years now. Are you even excited for multiplayer for Cuphead?
Well, yeah, the game was like. It was already a multiplayer game. What are you talking about?
Oh, my bad. My multiplayer. Goddamn. The DLC.
Nick smoking that shit.
I'm fucking tired, dog. But yeah, like the DLC.
Like, even then, like it was still fun. Like if it like turns into 3-player, that's even better because like the multiplayer aspect of it actually is what made it even more fun for other people. Oh, help me, like I've died, help me revive myself so we can kill this. But oh, we both fucking died. Look, I did better than you. Like that's the type of stuff that actually makes this game even funner than it already was. Like yeah, I know like it's just a regular like side scroller, blah blah blah. But the animation and it being hard, like that's not really a problem. There's tons of games like that, and like just because that's mostly what it is doesn't mean it's a bad game.
Well, that's why I
Yeah.
said for me personally, I don't enjoy those type of games.
Yeah, because that's the thing too. And by the way, I want to say this so I can put it into the edit or whatever, because I know people are going to be like, "Oh, you're such a fucking idiot." No, it hasn't been 3 years; it's been 2 years. But I'm so far
Yeah,
living into 2020.
that threw me off. I was just like, what the fuck, 3 years? That doesn't sound right.
It technically hasn't even been 2 years yet, because that's going to be in September. So I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But
Well,
I will
even
say,
then this DLC like isn't that far behind. Then,
I think it's still far
like,
behind though, because something
no,
this
because
small.
like all this shit's hand drawn. That shit takes a long time. Like considering stuff like Disney movies that are also hand drawn, that shit takes years. And what
Yeah.
they're doing with this to make the animation all fluid, like yeah, I can see them taking their time with this. So
Yeah.
That brings a good question. Like, do we not see more hand animation video games or medias now because it takes such a while to do and to actually get out there in a good format that people actually appreciate what they see on the screen? That you see a lot of 3D and just even more pixelate art video games coming out nowadays. Because I remember back when I was a kid, they had a lot more like Super Nintendo games that were hand drawn, or they were actually trying to capture. Like Cuphead to me is not original. Like I remember playing a Mickey Mouse fun game as for the Super Nintendo where you were just on a Steamboat Mickey level and everything was hand drawn, and that was fucking amazing. It was all pixels. So my question is it really because it's more expensive, or because they don't want to put the money out to actually do it? Because with Photoshop now and all the other different art programs that we don't even hear about because we're not in the entertainment industry and not in the know, that probably make hand drawn animation so much easier, or at least to capture that art style, that it could be faster than now. Like I think more companies invest into it.
So you're more so thinking about like maybe they're just not whoever the fuck is part of Cuphead, which I guess we should probably know that, but we fuck up sometimes. But I will say, like, do you think that people are just not spending the finances that's needed to extend the team to even pull this off?
Exactly. I think they want to do the bare minimum.
Okay, yeah, that probably makes sense. But go ahead.
yeah, no, hand drawn is not bare minimum. That is like
Yeah, but there's
super
ways to
hard.
cut quarters. Like how many of your favorites are Nicktoons and Cartoon Network shows did that?
That it's very expensive. It's actually less expensive than 3D, but the reason why we're seeing less 2D animation is because we want to like people want to go into a new era of 3D because they think that's the next big thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, people like me who are not really susceptible to any of this kind of stuff, I think that, yeah, like, for sure, 3D is the next big thing to go. When I see 3D, I'm like, holy shit, that's cool, and then you're always right there, Jed, just saying, like, no, that's some bullshit, stick to that 2D, this looks like trash, I don't like this, and people like me who are just not into this industry at all, I love it. Like, I fucking love 3D. I think it looks great.
Here's the thing about 3D versus 2D, is that when you see, right now, when you see, like, a 2D drawing, you're always going to think, oh, that's a really fucking good drawing. There's no point in time where you see a really amazing drawing. And you're just like,
honestly, I'm an adult now, so whenever I see 2D drawing, I'm like, yep, that's lewd.
well, I mean, I wasn't talking about perverted stuff. I was talking more
What are you
like,
talking about? That's normal Facebook feed shit for my life.
Because when you say lewd, I'm thinking like some kind of like sexual shit. Like, I don't know. Like for me, right away, that's what I was thinking of too.
All add Gary Eakins to y'all Facebook.
No, y'all shouldn't. I love you, Gary, but good God, no one add that motherfucker. But Jet, what were you saying though?
anyways, when you see a 2D drawing, and it's like amazingly drawn, you're always gonna think, oh, that was fucking great. Think of 3D back in like the 90s. You see that 3D now, and you're just like, ew, damn, that was ugly. Now it's only now getting to the point where it's actually pretty acceptable. Like think of Toy Story 1 was actually very, very good for its time, but it still had its problems. The toys still look very good. Now going back to Toy Story 4 and looking at that, it's amazing.
I mean, it is, but I didn't think there's a whole lot different between Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 4. I know that there's like obviously a dip in quality when you go to the old ones, just because, you know, technology is going to age.
Well, you didn't notice the difference in Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 4?
No, I noticed a difference, but I'm saying
okay.
I just mean like, I noticed that it aged. I think that, you know, I was just as impressed with the first one as I was with the fourth one. There wasn't nothing that actually stood out where I'm like, holy shit, the fourth one, this is way better. I'm just like, no, it looks prettier, but like,
one
still
of
the
the
same
best
shit.
examples that I've seen for Toy Story is look at the animals in each Toy Story movie.
Okay, and actually, that's probably a good thing for us to even look at. Yeah, like, I mean, for me, I think everything that happened with Forky was a huge like, okay, yeah, this looks so alive. You know, like just like the eyeball rolling off and like the way it falls and everything. It wasn't
You
something
know
that just stopped.
what they also don't show you is that they actually did a lot more detail than that most people don't even see. If you actually look at if you actually do close-ups on the poster pictures, you can actually see the details in the fabric. With Forky, you can literally see the glue in his eyes and also like the glue on like his body and stuff like that. In Bo Peep, the fabric on like her dress, you can actually see the little hair sticking up.
Yeah. But no, I mean, you can even see like on the side over here, like just Forky's like little arm thingy. Yeah, it does look a little. It looks depth. Like I could see depth in it. But yeah, it just for me, I just don't have an eye for those things. So like, I always come to either you or maybe even an Alan or even JP in the chat, Jeffrey, or Arcane Gamer. He's always like very very susceptible to those kind of details. I'm not. But I will say that with Cuphead, there's something about it too, even though it is 2D, that it feels very in depth as well. Like, I mean, even the way it feels too, and that's another thing people don't really talk about, but like, it's such a rewarding game because any character I'm killing, there's a certain vibration that comes with the controller that I just feel like, fuck yeah, I got him. Like, I don't know if it's a controller or I don't think maybe it's a screen, maybe it's the way the camera moves every time you kill something, but like, it's just, it feels so good to like conquer these bosses, and even like when you die, it makes you want to come back because I just want to feel how it feels to use these projectiles and do all the cool shit that you do. So
No, I get what you're saying because State of Decay 2 has this cool little mechanic that Alan really fucking hated when he realized it has it. But if you play it on the Xbox version, because the Xbox have different vibrations, different areas of the controller, when you fire the gun or reload, when you fire the gun, you feel it in the right trigger. It doesn't shake the whole controller. It just shakes the right trigger.
Oh,
So it
that's
actually
smart.
feels like you're pulling a gun trigger, and then when you reload with the left trigger, you press it, and it actually does like a low vibration, like it's clicking.
Yeah, so then, you know, if you're playing, like, if you're shooting, reloading, like, especially with a sniper or a shotgun, your whole controllers are going to it's going to be active the whole time you're playing on both ends. So your brain's always, like, immersed within the game. That's actually a really cool idea, because I don't think I've played a game that's like that.
That's why the new rail shooters with the controllers now is you actually reload, you actually do the buttons, and it actually reacts to how you're firing the gun now, because people love that feature. They actually feel like they want to... It's the closest you're going to get to actually holding the gun without having to put on a fucking earmuffs and scaring Jet out the room because she can't handle it.
Honestly, I think Jet would love to be around guns. I can imagine her like using it against us, especially for saying shit like that, Ganja. Get your ass in trouble over here.
Well,
No. Like
it was true.
That's just true. Like that's
Yeah.
really loud. I already have ear problems, so like the gun's going off like fuck my ears up.
I took her to a shooting range. I'm not pulling this out of my ass.
Okay, no, okay.
Yeah, both me and Allie left.
Yeah, no. I mean, I thought you would just leave because it's probably annoying. But no, like to be actually startled by it.
In their defense, though, like it wasn't like we got there and everyone's like shooting like regular pistols. We got there when there was the guy with the little dick trying to show off he could shoot a shotgun.
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's just going off. Bah!
Okay, is there a part
Ah!
of jealousy on that though? By the way, like he has to have a small dick if he has like a badass gun.
All right, the only reason I say that is there's a way you do things that you're trying to show off. You know how like when a guy gets a car, there's a difference between like I love cars and I like to make my car look hot to where I'm just trying to make this the pussy mobile from fucking what's that movie that Alan loves all the time?
Well, I don't know what kind of porn movies you guys be talking about. But...
No, that's not a porn movie. It's that well, it's a Tarantino film, so it might be close to porn.
What, Kill Bill?
Yeah, Kill Bill with the pussy mobile. Like some people just make their cars with this fantasy idea of like, I'm gonna get bitches with this. I'm gonna be the baddest dude in here. And you can tell that when people are shooting their guns, because like when people are shooting their guns, they're actually doing either training or just trying to learn how to use their weapon more. They're more focused and they're doing like the more basic stance that doesn't even look cool. This guy was trying to pose like he was in a Resident Evil movie. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Yeah, he probably thought there was like a boom camera like right in front of him. Like, yeah.
Like I bet you he had a camera up and he was doing like slow motion video 4K shit with his gun.
Like, oh, Jed just found the rhythm within you. Bow! 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 Fuck yeah. Woo! Get it. But yeah, man, no. But Cuphead, you know, I think the game is really fucking hard. I think it's not really that great of a game just because if you're good at it, the game gets worse.
Here's the thing. Do you not like Cuphead because it's like just 2D and hard? Because like the thing is, you like Monster Hunter, and that's more 3D, but it's kind of the same thing to where like, yeah, you're going against like these hard fucking monsters and whatnot. And if you're not skilled, you're gonna lose.
I think the main thing is just if I was good, like okay, let's say Monster Hunter. If I was great at Monster Hunter, the game I don't get done quickly. Like even if I'm the best and I kill monsters really easy without getting hit, I still have to keep fighting monsters and keep fighting bigger ones and keep exploring to get more out of the game. But with Cuphead, if I'm really good, I just beat a level and I moved on. And if you're really, really good and you just keep beating all these levels, you'll start to wonder, like, really, there's not a lot to this game. I played Contra, and I love Contra, and that game was really, really hard, and it was, token-based, basically, in the arcade. So the whole idea is for them to, they got to make a business out of this game. So there's usually, like, 3 to 4 levels, and, if you are really, really good at the game, you become a master at it, you can beat the game in, like, 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute game. And recently, I found that out. I played the game, and I beat, like, 3 of the games on my Contra Anniversary Collection. And I gotta tell you, I only got 30 minutes of gameplay. Beating 3 fucking games. And I'm like, that is honestly awful.
Does that automatically mean a lot of, like, NES games are basically, like, terrible now because, like, they can be beaten so fast once you have the skill to beat them?
To an extent, yeah. But, like for instance, Mario, if you're the best Mario player and you don't use warp zones, that game is at least like 40 to 45 minutes long. And for back then, that's okay. Mario 3, if you don't skip and don't cheat and you just play the game the way it's supposed to be played and you are still very, very good, you get about an hour and a half worth of gameplay. In Zelda, there's so much exploration.
Ooh, Zelda!
With Zelda, there's so much exploration. Same thing with River City Ransom and all these games, that there's a lot more gameplay, and that's the thing that's so frustrating is that we are in 2000. Well, I mean, we're in 2019 now, but with Cuphead when it first came out in 2017, and I compare that to Shovel Knight and Ori and the Blind Forest and all these other games, a Hollow Man or Hollow Knight, and it's like, how the fuck do you not learn from these other games that give you a full adventure, a journey, all this shit going on?
That's the thing. Like, I'm tired. Like, I'm honestly really tired of all these open world ass games and shit. Like, this is a welcome entry. Like, I don't want all my games to be exactly the same. I actually do enjoy nice boss rush games.
But what I would appreciate it, and like everyone always asks me, well, what would you have done? I would have been like, hey, why can't I slowly and gradually like earn some kind of like upgrade to my weapons I already got? Why
well, you
would
already do. You could buy them.
No, you can buy like 3 different like other weapons or whatever.
No, you
but
can
they
buy
stay
way
the
more
same.
than that.
I mean that's it's hard to explain because like some things I consider weapons, some things I don't. Like the shooting style, the projectiles, there's like 3 to maybe 5 other more.
And even then, like there's different levels where you get different like super moves and stuff like that changes your gameplay as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll agree or disagree, I guess, because like here's the thing. Like I know that technically they're in there, but what I mean more so is like tons of games where you keep using this weapon and you get XP for killing every enemy, almost like a Pokemon, almost like anything else. I'm not saying turn-based, by the way. I'm saying like just a gradual like. If I show that I use this weapon a lot, it becomes more powerful as we continue on. So I'm rewarded for using the spread gun. I'm rewarded for sticking to the homing missile gun. I'm rewarded for showing a loyalty to the settings that I have collected. Because to be honest, like I'm a guy who uses that dash ability. I don't use anything else at all. And it's like that's kind of annoying because it's like, well, I never have a reason to use anything else because it's just like, and the game never changes from there.
You want it to have like more RPG elements then.
Yeah, to an extent, but like I think even adding the word RPG elements, it's like, well, every game has that now, so I think that's just kind of like the norm. Like Red Dead Redemption has those, and that game is nothing like an RPG, but it's like even Rockstar has stolen that concept of just like upgrading, attribute type fucking, I don't know, leveling up. And I never got that with Cuphead. It's just like I'm just playing these levels, and to be honest, I kind of wish that game just lets you play any level you want instead of having to beat it to continue because this game is so empty. It's like why even have a gradual like level completion factor? It's like I don't know, man. When I was really, really bad at the game, I just kept playing the same level 50 times in a row. I'm like, dude, did I buy this game or did I get a fucking demo? Because I'm not even experiencing anything. Like, it's frustrating. And I'm not saying that the game's terrible. I'm saying that I just don't like it and I just don't get it. I'm just not good. So it is what it is. But when it comes to, like, this fucking DLC that's coming out, it's like, dude, you better let us have online fucking play. And, my God, please give us something other than just shooting the same fucking weapon and just going from boss to boss to boss. There's something about that it comes off to me as lazy. And I know that, Jet, you're probably really irritated with me saying that. I apologize.
Well,
but
I mean, like, the thing is, like, I agree with you on, like, the online multiplayer thing. Like, that actually should have been something that was there from the beginning. But the thing is, the game, like, previously has been delayed so much because they're doing so many other things that it's just like, yeah, they don't want to make that same mistake again, but at the same time, it's already happening with the delays, and it's just like, I don't want this game to be rushed out.
Mm-hmm.
because I'd rather have a game that's taken its time to actually give us a very good product, rather than rushed out like fucking what was that?
There's so many other ones. I mean,
Jump Ultimate Stars.
oh, yeah,
Or Jump Force, basically. That was basically rushed out for the anniversary of Jump. That it was fucked up with how they did the story mode. The fighting wasn't good. All this other stuff. I'd rather a game have take its time.
And here's another game too, by the way. People are bringing up in the chat, Bloodstained. I haven't played this game yet, and I don't know. I can't say too much about this, but this reminds me a lot of Dead Cells. I mean, even the fucking screen looks pretty much exactly the same. The heads-up display. But yeah, it's like something like that where there's so much shit going on. And they can attack many people, and it's just fun. This is almost like a spiritual successor to Symphony of the Night, and I just wish that we had that kind of gameplay of still playing like Cuphead and fighting all these guys and fighting hard bosses, but at the same time, even if I die, I got something out of it. With Dead Cells, every time you die, you still retain some of the efforts that you put into the game. With Cuphead, if you die, it's like, well, start over, bitch. Do the same fucking thing over and over again. It's like, dude, I got better shit to do. There's 50,000 games that are free out there that are better than that. Like, why would I ever spend time with Cuphead and just get myself to be upset and waste all that time? I think that...
You can say that with a lot of games, though, not just Cuphead.
No, true. Even subjectively, you can say it with a lot of games.
That's a genre, hard ass games.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, Super Meat Boy is another one that comes to mind when it comes to that stuff too. But I don't know, man. I hope that this
Get Good series of video games.
that should be a genre, just called the Get Good genre. You know what I mean? And just have people just sitting there, just fucking screaming at their computers at night, just flipping the fuck out. Leave me alone, mom. I'm almost done with this. Fuck off.
The mic picks up how loud you're screaming, and just the screen pops up. Get good. Calm down.
Exactly. Yeah. But speaking of getting good, hopefully the series continues to continue being good, because I actually liked Welcome to the Jungle, the Jumanji sequel that no one wanted.
Welcome to the jungle. We have fun and games. We got Kevin Hart screaming in your fucking face.
Good lord. I mean, I like the joke, but just the Axl Rose scared the fuck out of me.
I don't know. He always sounded like that to me, man, because he doesn't got that like. All right, in rock and roll, you got people that can scream that high pitched voice that still sound manly. He gets this like screeching cat sound that happens.
Over here though,
Penelope.
I gotta tell you though, man, this not sure what to think about this. I don't want to talk too much shit because last time I did with the first remake or whatever the fuck of Jumanji, and I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. For me, I'm looking at this, man, having The Rock and Kevin Hart come back, and then they're very, very different characters this time around. Danny Glover and Danny DeVito are going to be Kevin Hart and The Rock, and I don't know how much of this is like just stupid old man jokes, or if The Rock's trying to imitate Danny DeVito like legitimately, and Kevin Hart's trying to make fun of Danny Glover. I don't know.
So,
what's up?
I kind of remember me enjoying this film to a certain degree. It was like a decent. I think I gave it like a low matinee. And when it comes to the first one, it had a charm to it because it was supposed to be these nerdy kids that don't actually have these personalities or facial features and learn to overcome and accept their bodies no matter what they are. And even if it's not this ideal thing, or in the terms of the Spencer kid, learn to accept things that you're not. You're not a big hokey dude like fucking Hulk or fucking The Rock. That's one of the things that is supposed to learn throughout the movie. The problem is, this second one is just playing with the idea to be like, hey, you want to have your dad join your video game now? Like, imagine if your dad was here, bro, and he was like one of the main characters. So we're going to have these characters that are actually, I think the oldest is in their mid-40s with The Rock, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like when it comes to the main actors that these characters are supposed to portray, like Danny Glover is supposed to be The Rock, right?
Yeah. No, Danny DeVito is supposed to be The Rock, and Danny Glover is supposed to be Kevin Hart.
All right, that's my problem. So what are they going to do? Are they going to try, like, do they hang around with these guys for a while to get their mannerisms, to make their jokes? Or the obvious thing they did is they're going to write a bunch of fucking grandpa jokes and try to put their best Danny DeVito and fucking Danny Glover impression on it. Like, that's the furthest I can see this movie going. But the problem with the reason I'm not going to crucify the film so bad is the trailer for the first one was garbage.
Yep, absolutely.
And it was kind of good to decent. Like, Alan hates the fuck out of it, but I appreciate for what it was. It wasn't a film trying to be the best ever. It was just a bullshit comedy that you put on for the kids, or you watch if you were in school still. They put Jumanji on, you'll be like, all right, cool. I don't got to do paperwork for the next hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, another thing about this trailer, I gotta bring up really quick. I'm gonna get to you, Jet, right now. Is the fact that, like, okay, the desert. Aladdin did this. Obviously, I had to give it a
That white
chance.
sand is everywhere now.
No, I had to give Aladdin a chance because obviously, like, they had to have the desert in there. But, like, Aquaman did this too. Fucking something else did this too. Men in Black. Men in Black did this too. Lots of movies the last, like, 2 years have a stupid desert scene because they think it looks so beautiful. It looks so cool. And there's always some stupid reason to get there, some stupid reason to get out, and it always takes a chunk out of the movie of just being completely fucking boring. And I don't know what it is that all these movies are doing this, and they all have the same jokes of like, oh, I can't believe it got here. And then the snow part of this too, and I know it's going to be in Christmas, maybe that's why they have a snow thingy in here. But like, I know lots of this, oh my god, we gotta climb this fucking snow mountain, which I don't know why that's in everything that has to do with snow or ice. Call of Duty does this every couple of fucking games. So many fucking superhero things do that too.
Well,
Like-
shit, fucking Frozen had to. The whole point was going up to the ice castle on the mountain.
Yeah, and it's like, and even that I mean, the movie's called Frozen, so I guess I can give it, you know, a
They
fair.
lied to you.
Yeah, well, I don't know, but like, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, man, here we go, one of those like adventure journey things of like, man, we're way out here in the middle of nowhere. How are we gonna get back? And I'm like, I know you're gonna get back, so I'm not gonna feel as fucking like, you know, like in the middle of nowhere as the characters do. And then just like the whole like, then the jungle, then they're in desert, then they're in the snow. I'm like, are we gonna just have this random map change and that's gonna be the character of the fucking movie too? Of just like, oh, I can't believe we're here, waka waka. I can't believe we're over here now. Like that's kind of, I don't know, that's weird. I can imagine Kevin Hart and The Rock complain because they're old man. Oh, it's fucking cold, man. Oh, my hips are hurting. Oh, my back. Need some pain pills. Like, it's gonna get fucking silly. But Jet, you've watched this and you've reacted to this even in Double Toza premieres. So I'm gonna ask you now. After a few days, does it look cooler to you? Does it look more boring? What are you feeling about this?
It seems like the exact same fucking movie, to be honest. I didn't particularly care for the first one. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty generic. I don't know why it blew up as much as it did. I mean, it wasn't offensive or anything like that, so I guess it was just a safe movie, but it really wasn't my cup of tea. This one, I feel like they're just... Here's the thing. You're basically with The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, and whoever the other girl was. I don't remember who the fuck she was.
Karen Gillan, I think? Yeah.
Yeah. You're with them through the first movie, and you're seeing like these kids develop with these characters and stuff like that. You're gonna watch this movie, and it's gonna be completely different fucking characters, and that's gonna be so fucking jarring. Like, the whole time you're gonna be thinking like, damn, these people didn't mature at all, or like,
Yeah.
damn, like this is completely different from like what I just watched. They're basically mostly banking on the fact, oh, we got Danny DeVito. This is someone everybody likes.
Yeah. And another thing too, it's like, and God, you bring up the characters is so important too because these guys did not experience the same thing, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of jokes that are gonna be redone just because these new real life characters who The Rock and Kevin Hart are playing as, they're gonna be like, what's this? I don't know what a life bar is, and we're gonna have to go with that whole explanation all over again. I'm like, wow, there's gonna be 20% of this that's just the same shit we went through in the last movie. You know,
And I can already tell you, it's just like, oh, hey, like, I got a much better body now. Like, I haven't felt this good since I was this age or whatever.
I was just about to say that, Jay. It's gonna get the same fucking the same conflict with Spy Kids 3D, where the grandpa gets his legs back and he's like, man, I don't know if I want to give this up because in this world I'm free. And we're gonna have that war of the fucking grandpas because now they're an action hero and they're feeling like what Spencer feels. Because that's basically what it hints at. Spencer went back because he wanted to be the machismo motherfucker again. And it's gonna have the same thing. It's the same lesson. It's probably gonna have the same ending where something's exploding. Like, this is why you don't do sequels to okay films. But they got just the amount of money to do it, so they don't give a fuck.
yeah, I'm looking over here too. Jack Black. This is gonna be okay. So there's a couple things I'm not liking here too. Jack Black is this black character, which by the way, funny, right? Jack Black. But right away in the trailer, he's saying, "Man, I got this body. I got this fat white dude body. Oh, it sucks." You're gonna have Jack Black doing black impersonations the whole fucking 2 hours.
Yep.
Which I'm like, that's gonna be annoying. And I mean, the first one was funny because it's a girl who's like a preppy, like white girl, so she's like, "Oh my god, he has a penis!" Like, you know, it was kind of funny. This,
I don't think it was like that. It was more just like, oh my god, he's so fucking ugly.
that too, and he's old and he's short, and you know, it basically is making fun of Jack Black. This is gonna do the same jokes of making fun of Jack Black, but then also like we do have to see the actor Jack Black pretend he's black. So there's a weird thing there where I'm like, okay, how many of these like rap jokes or yo-yo jokes are gonna be going through here? And I've seen Jack Black try to be cool in movies before. It's silly and it's kind of cringy. So like, yikes.
Hello, fellow young kids. Which is basically his whole fucking career.
Yeah, and then here's another thing too, and I hate to do this, and I'm almost like I'm counting down the day where Jet just says, "Okay, no, fuck you now, stop saying this shit." But the girl in here, so she's Karen Gillan. It's the same girl who played as Karen Gillan last time, right? Like the same, real life chick. And she's the only one who knows how this world works, except for Jack Black. But like she knows what she's doing. She's the same character, etc. And she has to teach everybody else what to do, which means now our big savior of the movie is a female, and it's gonna be a bunch of silly shit where she's gonna be like whooping everyone's ass, and everyone's gonna be so like just horrible at being in this game. And I feel like that's a really like huge excuse to do that whole like female protagonist thing where like she's the hero, she's better than everybody, and I'm sick of that shit. Bo Peep did that great in Toy Story 4 and etc. But like the Captain Marvel of it all these things, I am sick of that shit, and it's gonna happen again. I don't know if you see that, Ganja. Like, there's an excuse to have that fucking feminism thing going on where it's like it's gonna be right there in your face the whole time. But what do you feel about that?
No, it's definitely going to be something like capitalistic feminism where they're going to try to sell this whole idea of like, yo, women are in power now because we made her the lead actress. And all the jokes and all the references are going to be just the most basic ones you can get with like the older dudes, like the Kevin Hart character and the Rock, where they're like, oh, in my day, we didn't have women do such and such. I'm amazed by the progression of the times and how you have showed us and changed our opinions on women.
Yeah, and then
That's all it's going to do.
Yeah, and then this girl too is like the only reason why she's gonna be the coolest out of the whole team is because she's with people that are completely, like they're these two old men had never been in the video game before, so it's like she's only gonna be the greatest just out of like necessity for someone to know what the fuck they're doing. Jet, do you see my point at? Do you agree with it? Do you think I'm talking shit? What do you feel?
No, I definitely see that happening. Honestly, it is really annoying because they don't do it right. Like, they did it in multiple movies where they literally have to make sure to point it out, and basically that doesn't do anything for anyone. If anything, that just makes them go like, oh, here we go. It's just like, it's not written well. If you're gonna do something like that, don't add so much fucking attention to it.
Yeah.
Like, don't say jokes like, yeah, I mean, like, now since the women are saving a whole bunch of the men, it should be ex women. Oh
yeah, Dark Phoenix shit. Yikes, man, that was fucking terrible. And it's like I can just feel in my fucking bones that it's gonna be happening again, and that would suck ass. I would hate that. But
or
who
like
knows?
yeah, you're getting saved by a woman. Like,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, and I know, like, The Rock and Kevin Hart are gonna be talking shit like, oh, you let her save your life, like, you needed a girl to do this. It's like, oh yeah, that's old shit. Stop it.
Like Jesse and fucking Bo Peep from Toy Story, they never did that shit, and that's why we like them so much.
It was never brought up.
It's obviously like it's very much feminism, but without hiding behind aesthetics and bad writing.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously we had to watch it to really really say, but it's like, based on this trailer alone, it's like those are the things that we've kind of came up with as far as like reaction wise and like what this is gonna be. And I gotta tell you, like, I'm still gonna watch it, and I really like the last Jumanji. I thought it was better than the original, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, moving on from this, gotta talk about one last thing, then we're getting the fuck out of here. There was a couple of things I was gonna bring up, but we'll just save it for Saturday. With a heavy heart, I had to announce this. The Walking Dead comic has finally ended. I'm so upset. My boy Rick has died. Good Lord.
Wow, spoiler.
Oh, man, everyone knows this shit. Apparently, he even died in the fucking finale. Apparently, he died last week, and no one gave a shit to even bring it up. But, issue 193. Issue 193, though, man. For one thing that people are actually complaining to Robert Kirkman about is the fact that this is a weird time to end it on issue 193. I guess they wanted that anniversary, like, why couldn't you end at 200 or blah, blah, blah. Do you feel like that's a problem at all, Jet? Like, do you have an issue with people ending, like, in odd numbers or just randomly without actually hyping up the ending?
I don't give a shit about, like, where them, like, ending on fucking odd numbers. That's some nerd shit. The thing what I do have a problem is in ending it off, like, to where it feels like it's not finished. That actually is a problem that I see. Like, since I do read mangas and stuff like that, a lot of creators are rushed to, like, complete their works, and then, like, they tend to, like, end it off on a note to where it's just like, that wasn't satisfying at all. it's usually because like they got tired of the series and people are begging them to end it, or basically it's just like, hey, hurry up, you're not making the money anymore, so we want to give this shit to another spot. We want to give your your slot to somebody else who actually is like pulling in money.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I'm not even sure if he was even rushed to do this. I mean, it makes sense why you would believe that, and I kind of see that too. But I will say that I think he had this planned for a very long time. And I also feel like he was planning on just ending this, not just because of the story or whatever he was kind of planning on doing as far as like arc wise, but just all the shit going on with all these Walking Dead shows, because he's producing all these shows, including the movie and including the spin-offs. So Robert Kirkman's like, dude, this is like too fucking much. Kirk over here in the chat saying TV shows next, and it's funny because I gotta bring this up, man. AMC made sure to go out there. I don't know if it was like just to make sure that they still get numbers on watching their actual show, but they made sure to tell reassured the fans that they are definitely continuing on with the show. Obviously,
yeah, but they don't have anything else.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, Preacher's not a real big show. I know that there was talks about potentially bringing back like a Breaking Bad type thing again. I don't know. But yeah, definitely Walking Dead isn't going anywhere. I think they're still trying to get to that whole season 20 thing that they were talking about last year. But as far as that goes, though, man, like I know that obviously the comic book series, and I don't know if comic books are still like a big thing. Like I know like if Marvel comes out with something, like I know like they're still doing like crazy like Hulk is now Wolverine or some shit going on. Lots of crazy stuff happening in the comic book universe. So I don't know if like maybe Robert Kirkman wants to create another Walking Dead story in the comic book universe. Maybe continue on with Negan and then have him tell his own story. But I'm gonna ask you really quick, Ganja. What do you feel about this ending? Do you feel like this is a sign because people are just getting sick of Walking Dead, or do you think that he legitimately ended this because this story is fucking done?
Honestly, it could be two things. Because you never really know an author's intent when it comes to a lot of stuff until they release their tell-all book or they reveal it through their Twitter space like J.K. Rowling tends to do every other week. Now, the way they're ending now, I hope it's because the story's wrapping up and there's nowhere left to go and he wants to end the series and let it become his own thing with the different media such as the video games, other graphic content, other graphic comic books that are going to other content of the show or the comic book itself, or the show itself just keep running and having its own thing and becoming its own piece of media. I get that from an artist perspective and from business side, but I don't see why people are mad about the number ending. Like, it could stretch itself out unnecessarily for a couple more issues, just so you can feel satisfied for that sweet 200. And honestly, it's arbitrary. It doesn't really make fucking sense. If the guy's ready to end the story and he has an ending plotted out, why would he extend it just to please this? One, it's mostly just a marketing idea. And two, it's just for people that, like Jess said, are extremely into the nerdy idea of, the 200 issues, the last one, bro. No, it just doesn't have no real meaning behind it. So if he wants to end it, he should end it whenever he wants. Except for George R. Martin, you got to finish that book because I want to see if Bran Stark is king in your book as well, just so I can further laugh at Alan.
No, the biggest thing too about the Walking Dead situation of this all too is people were complaining, and it's funny you brought up Game of Thrones. The thing is, though, people are upset because I guess when Rick died, it wasn't the last issue. So like this whole last issue, 193, everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like if Rick's dying wasn't the end, then what's gonna happen next? Nothing. The whole issue was how people, it did one of those weird like time lapse things where they go way in the future, and it's just like Carl's sad, Negan's sad, he's alone. Zombies are pretty much taking off the earth. Like there's a few zombies left, and they believe it or not, they made a zoo of the zombies. There's a special attraction where people go to look at zombies.
Well, you told me how that shit ended. Like that was just it was pretty terrible. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, and it's just like that was the issue, and it was like I understand for a show to do that because there's sad music and there's all this shit going on, and it's like, oh, that's unfortunate. But on a comic book, it's like you just read that life continues on and people drink water and eat stuff. The end. It's like, holy shit, man, what a fucked up way. Because Game of Thrones does that. Everyone knows that the finale is actually the second to last episode of every Game of Thrones season. Like, the huge shit happens not on the last one, but in the second to last one. And it's like, it's kind of cool. I like that because if you've ever wondered how people are going to react to the big finale, that always happens between, like, season X and season Y. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to see the reactions. So, I don't know. I guess I kind of like how Game of Thrones have done that. I just don't think it works for Walking Dead. I really don't. because it's just zombies. Like zombies are so fucking boring, man.
It's not fucking zombies anymore.
Yeah, and then like,
didn't you tell me they have like smart zombies now?
well, I mean, they're trying to sell it as that on the show, but they're the Whisperers. They're basically humans that are dressed up as zombies, and they like to act like zombies. They talk like this, like that. So they make you think that they're talking zombies, but they're disguising their voice, and it's fucking dumb. It's actually very, very, very dumb.
That makes no fucking sense.
It really doesn't, but it's kind of cool if you watch it when it's new. But it's still stupid. I want to recommend it though. No,
this shit's just for me.
The shit's it's all right. I mean, it's one of those things where you're so invested into it, just like with wrestling, just like anything else, even a video game series. I mean, Alan, I like how we've been bringing up Alan a lot today, talking shit. And sorry, Alan, if you're watching, but like even with Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed, it's like if Assassin's Creed came out with the worst fucking game ever, like next month, he's gonna like it. He's into it. It's too late. He's in there. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at with this shit. Like, as bad as this was, and I would have been pretty irritated if this was like a new thing and I just really got into it and it has a terrible ending. I would have been irritated. But, yeah, me being a Walking Dead fan, fine, it's whatever. I think that's an emotional and kind of cool way to go out with Rick dying. But now I'm like, okay, so are these movies spoiled for me now? Because Rick got shot by somebody in the Commonwealth. And the Commonwealth.
Shot by the FBI.
He was like, freeze, no! No, there's this group called the Commonwealth, and they just got introduced in the comics, I think, like 10 issues ago, and they're technically in the show too. And Rick got taken away in this helicopter to this whole cinematic movie universe. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, I hope that this didn't spoil the fucking movies, because if it did, holy shit, like, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a huge problem, and I don't think Walking Dead needs any more issues right now. So, with that said, I'm going to ask you, Jet, before we get the fuck out of here. You're a big reader of mangas and shit. I never read one manga in my life. I think I even said it wrong right now, and I don't read comic books. What would you do, like, if you're Robert Kirkman at this point? Like, would you make a story about another character, or would you just say, fuck it, no more Walking Dead, I'm done?
At the moment, no. What they usually do is if a character's popular enough, they will, like, spin that character off, like, maybe a couple of years later.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't do it, like, exactly now. Maybe, like, 5-6 years later, maybe do like a one shot or something like that with the character.
Mm-hmm.
Because like people will be asking for more. Like that's always going to be a thing. When you finish a series, people are literally always going to ask you, "Oh, what happened to this character? Oh, what happened to this character? Oh, what happened to this character?"
Yeah,
it's going to happen. But hopefully he doesn't rush to it too soon, because then he's just going to have another Walking Dead on his hands.
Yeah, and at this point, I feel like as much money as he's probably making off this shit, like it's time to stop. Because if you stop now, I feel like in 5 years there's gonna be this big interest of like, man, when is it gonna come back? And then when it does come back, it's gonna be like, yay, it's back. If you get people sick of it right now, they're gonna be happy that it's gone forever, and they're never gonna want it back. So it's like probably a good time to fucking end this shit off. Just like this show, we're gonna be going right now, getting the fuck out of here. Everyone who watches us usually are people that follow Double Toasted as well. So with that said, tonight, Double Toasted, they're going to be reviewing some shit. I don't know. No, Midsummer. They're reviewing Midsummer. I just forgot for a second. I'm going to be doing the pre-show in about 1 hour. So make sure to go in there and hang out with us. But if you want to find us elsewhere, well, first of all, Jet, where can they find you?
You can now find me on Facebook. Go ahead and add me and whatever. Send me stupid stuff if you want. Just don't be super annoying.
Yeah, and don't be perverted either.
Don't be annoying. Don't be perverted. And always send her dank memes.
And always follow the Metropolis.
Send me dank memes.
No, always follow the Metropolis Collective. It's some shit. Ganja, you go. You do your thing. I don't know what the fuck this is anymore. I'm sorry.
So on the Metropolis Collective, a bunch of artists, tubers, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, anybody that wants to do content on the internet, he can come here, add their shit, make a deal with Ruthless. What the fuck? Oh yeah, that was from the Jumanji
Diamond.
We have a great guy in charge of our gift making. All right, he knows what our images need to look like. But on that Metropolis, I do with Silver History with Ganja. I did one episode on May Day. I'm working on the second one. It's going to be about weed culture. It's going to be about cannabis history. So I'm going to give you all the way from the ancient history all the way to the current climate about marijuana culture and marijuana business. It's basically just one big weed festival celebration, as well as a criticism on the culture, as well as the economics of things. So, it's going to be an interesting episode. So make sure to check that out. I'm working on it right now. Just got done writing up my own personal history of it. So it's definitely on the works. I love that one, by the way, Prince and the Revolution. Mm-hmm. If you want to have the context, make sure to go check it out. It's the Illuminati Podcast on A Little Fire Burning with me, Ruthless, and Alan. We're actually going to work on an episode coming up after this one, so that's why I'm rushing out of here, where we're going to talk about politics, talk about cultural, talk about shit that we are making judgment on, or just passing judgment on shit that's got to happen around the world to make things better. Besides that, we're out. This has been the Midnight Chat Attack. You ready to do the countdown?
Yes, I am ready to do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Attack. Goddamn chat. God, we ended off very, very quickly. I'm so sorry. We love you guys. Apologize.
I've
I don't know
never
what you
done you guys on that countdown, ever. When are you guys going to change it? When are you guys going to change it to something cool?
No.
I don't know, but Attack the Chat's definitely not cool. I don't know. Chat, tell us. What should we say at the end? Empty them cheeks. Yeah.
You know what's really not cool? Celebrating the 4th of July if you're brown.
Oh my God, that's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jet's gonna die. She's in Illinois. Chicago Bullets are gonna find a way to
Celebrate.
get to Rockford and kill her.
Tomorrow, celebrate National Flag Burning Day. Remember that? Celebrate it.
Wait, why would you do what?
I look like I'm going to leave my house on the 4th.